Hello, welcome to week 8 of the Stitch 22 project. This week I'm going to show you fly stitch, and I'm going to ask you to invite you to play with this really interesting little shape. It's a very simple little shape, and it's not too different from the way that we formed chain stitch, except it's sort of an open structure. You bring your thread up through the fabric, hold the thread down with your thumb, and then bring it up. So you can see I'm forming a triangle between the first hole and then the second two holes in the fabric. And then pulling the thread through so that the thread holds it down. So I'm now going to make a long stitch right down to the bottom of the fabric, but you can make that any length you wish. You can make quite a tiny little stitch. For instance, if I show you this, so that it's almost holding these long stitches down, supporting it if you like, to stop them flapping around too much. Really quite tiny small stitches like that, and then maybe going very, very short little stem. I'm going to change my thread and work on a finer thread, one which I've used two separate strands of different colours, stranded cotton. And so I've now shown you how to form the stitch, to show you how you can sprinkle these as little stitches around your fabric in any way, a bit like seeds blowing from a dandelion. In fact, they don't look unlike those little shapes, do they? You could build up a whole mass of these, point them in different directions, and decide how long a tail you wish to have. So turning the fabric around in my hand and just scattering them over the surface, which is really quite pleasant. So you can see I hope you can see the dual colour of that, the yarn that I'm using. Not unlike the ombre thread that I showed you earlier, which I've been using in a previous sample. Now if I'm going to turn this sample upside down, I'm now going to show you, do the same stitch, but I'm going to work it in a more concerted, dense block. I've started doing it at the bottom of this piece of fabric, which I thought would make a lovely sort of thicket of garden texture. Putting it through, and you see you can just place them where you like. You can place them in a very even, repeated, patterny way, as you can see I've done here. So whatever you're trying to describe, whatever you've got in mind as your personal stitch project. So I'm letting all the stems, if you like, of the fly stitch line pointing. In fact, the way I'm holding this, it's because it's upside down, it will be pointing towards the top of the fabric. I'm going to do something cheaty. I'm going to turn this round and do a fly stitch, a very cheeky, a very unauthentic, an unofficial fly stitch, by just tucking this under the edge, the line, or the edge of that. So you've got a fly stitch, alternate directions. So you can just play with it. You don't have to follow rules.